Hi there, my name is Dr. Jose Sebastian Chanus, and I teach composition and literature for the Padron campus. Today I'm going to teach you about Jamboard, which is a Google app, and how it helps you do concept mapping and visualization in your remote classroom. So particularly, what is concept maps and what is visualization? Well, AQ notes that this helps students understand complex concepts, principles, and ideas, and the important relationships between them. So you might do something like this already in your classroom where you draw out a certain concept and have students use post-it notes to understand it better or to make the connections possible within that discussion. Or on the right hand side, you might draw a webbing to help students map ideas, get their draft started, or to understand maybe a couple of theories that need to be linked together. So you might already be doing something like this in your classroom. So how does Jamboard help you in the remote setting to do these kinds of activities? Well, for one, it replicates the whiteboard space in the classroom. So we have that area again, despite being in a remote using Zoom, Skype, whatever it may be. And then it also helps students work collaboratively despite the remote setting. So they will work on this whiteboard together and they can break out into different groups. They can put post-it notes, they can put photos, they can circle things, they can draw, put text boxes. It helps facilitate active learning discussions, which is something that we desperately need when we're teaching remotely or online. So students can come into the Jamboard, work together to discuss it. You can grade that. You can help pull out different questions from there that students may have. And then after it's completed, the Jamboard can also be used as study notes or a sample for other people to understand how to do the assignment or to a little jump off point, right? So let me show you what I mean by using Jamboard. Particularly in my classroom, I will have an activity that looks something like this. Originally, it will look like this. I will ask students to do a visual analysis of an image. So I'm asking them to draw out what senses are in this photo. So touch, taste, smell, feel, and hear. And I want them to circle it. I want them to explain it, so I want them to write more vividly. And so what I'll ask them to do is go ahead and give me their individual answers. And so students will circle certain parts of the photo, or they'll add post-it notes and they'll say, you know, this is my explanation, this is my descriptor. They can also add photos. So clip art, you can just easily use Google search images in this on this sidebar here. So you have highlighter, you have eraser, you can select, you can use sticky notes on the left hand side, you can add images, you can circle, you can add text boxes. So students have a lot of fun adding their own parts to this. Another way I use this one is I'll have students do a close reading of an article. So here's two paragraphs that I wanted them to break out into rhetorical appeals, which are ethos, pathos, logos, and kairos. And so you can see that students did the same thing again. They highlighted certain sections and then they put their post-it note by it describing what was going on and describing what their part of the answer will be. And then finally, here's another one. You can create little circles and have students put their answers in them that way so it replicates the space. And so by doing this, I've found that many of my students are able to understand how to web their ideas, how to organize these kind of concepts that aren't the easiest parts to do in the writing process. And this also becomes useful as study notes or kind of a jump off point for them to start writing their essay. So I hope this helped you out to understand what visualization and concept mapping is and how to use Jamboard. And I hope to answer any of your questions and hope this works in your classroom. So have a good one.